Right, what's going on guys? I've got a fantastic product here. This was sent in by a viewer who wanted this reviewed. It's a really interesting waterproof action camera. It's like the GoPro, but kind of a cheaper alternative, and I think it'll be quite interesting to see how it'll fare. Now this won't really be much of an unboxing because it has been unboxed before, but just to show you what you get in the pack, you get the actual device camera itself. It's pretty nice. It's an odd shape because normally you're used to the GoPro as well using the more rectangular shape, but this is, I think it's more aesthetically correct for mounting on your head or something like that. Okay, so in the pack we get various cables. This is an AV cable connecting to your TV. Another mounting point, we'll look at that later. We have two straps. Now this is for mounting to your head. One is a very large rubber strap and the other is more of a Velcro one. This end cap is quite interesting. It's basically, you stick it on the end of the camera to get it as a watertight seal, so that will be useful. And then there is the camera, which I've shown you before, as well as a sticky pad, which I am not too sure what you'd use this for, but we'll look at that later. Okay, so I think first we'll have a look at the actual camera. Like I showed you before, it does have this waterproof end cap, which you have to screw off. It's quite hard because it is a watertight seal, and this will give you the access to the connections on the back. They have the SD card slots, the AV port, and the USB connection for the computer. I'll just go ahead and pop an SD card in there. In fact, it actually goes the other way. Clicks in, and to get a waterproof seal, you'll just stick that back, and also it will keep it nice and protected because this is actually a bit shockproof. Well, I reckon it doesn't say it on the box, but it is a very, very solid feel, and it's also waterproof. Okay, so we'll just have a bit of a more look at the lens on this camera. It's a very, very small design actually. It's a lot like a webcam. It's quite hard to see if I can just zoom in. It is a lot like the webcam that you get on a computer, which, coming from a DSLR filmmaker, that's not exactly the best idea, but I think for a small sports camera that's acceptable actually. Now I'm sure that you're quite interested to see how well this camera does as well for quality wise. Before we get onto that, we'll just look on what the box says. So it says that it is a 1.3 megapixel CMOS sensor, so that's 720p 1280 by 720, or VGA, which is 640 by 480 at 30 frames per second. Now it isn't actually 30 frames per second. It isn't even 29.967 or 76, which is the standard. It's actually 28, which is, well, it's 2 frames dropped from what it actually says it is. It's also waterproof. The format is AVI. I wouldn't think it's the best format for recording because it's quite stressful for editing, and it leaves a huge file size. Now that's 45-degree all-glass lens. Now that may sound fine for just any old consumer, but actually 45 degrees is nowhere near wide angle. That's actually telephoto. So this camera will not give you a nice wide GoPro-like field of view. It will be telephoto, which is really interesting actually. It has the USB connections on the back and the white backlit screen. Really good. It includes the backlight screen, so if you're recording in a darker environment you can still see what's happening. And it also supports up to 32GB SD cards and uses the 2 AA batteries. Okay, so for this clip I've put my Nikon D3100 DSLR and the camcorder next to each other. I'm going to show you how it looks by moving my hands in front. It's not a very good test, but I'll just show you kind of colour depth, and it is quite low light as well. Now, on my own opinion of what it looks like, it's really, I think for a sports camera it's way too telephoto compared to my 18-55 kit lens on the Nikon, and I would have liked it if it was less grainy, and it's just not that full and rich.